How's it going, YouTube? Today I got a knife brand I don't usually buy. Boker Plus. Got the Urban Trapper, made in China. Let's check out the packaging while I got it here. Got a little bit of paperwork, some snacks, and like a Allen wrench with T6s and T8 on it, which is very helpful. Can never have enough of those. Alright, here we go. Got a beautiful red and black micarta, which is kind of surprising because most of the knives with this design are G10. This is in fact micarta. Here we go. We got a black coated clip point blade in VG10. The blade measures in at 3.5 inches. Knife designed by Brad Zinker. I believe this is my first knife from him. I couldn't really tell if this was a flat grind or a hollow grind. It kind of seemed like a hollow right here, but a flat right here. So if it's a hollow, it's just barely hollow. But I'd assume it's a flat grind. You got a crown spine, at least part of the blade, and you got your number right here. I guess each one's numbered. I got 18. I believe this is a Caviso exclusive because I couldn't find it on any other website. It's on Amazon for 69 bucks. But these were originally 100, so it's marked down. Of course, I said you got the VG10 micarta, but I took this apart and the liners and pocket clip and screws were all non-magnetic, so I'm assuming they're titanium. I guess they could be aluminum, but you don't usually see aluminum pocket clips and screws. So I'm going to assume they're titanium, even though the website did not mention that. Got no magnetic pull, so this makes this knife an even better value. Because VG10 is a great stainless steel with decent edge retention. Let's see, check out the action. Got a liner lock, and it closes pretty easily. Flipper tab for deployment. Blade stock on this guy is 2.3 millimeters or 0.092. Knife measures in at 7.75 inches, so it's medium to full size. Let's compare it to a few other knives. Artisan Cutlery Ahab. I just did a video on it not long ago, so if you want to check that out. And the Sincut Sashi. It's pretty close to the same length as both of these. They might be a little bit bigger than the Trapper, but it's close. Definitely a lot wider. This is what I would call a gentleman knife for sure. It'll get lost in your pocket. The Vostede Raccoon. And the QB Drake. It's about the same size as the Raccoon, maybe a touch smaller than the Drake. This knife has a hidden pivot screw, kind of like the Ahab did. So you take these 3 screws off and you can get to the pivot, which I kind of liked. Minimal hardware. The screws are T6, which I don't normally like that much, but they're taking up less room, so I get it. All the hardware is T6. You got a weight on this guy of 2.1 ounces, and the handle thickness is 0.46 inches. I didn't measure this, but I'm going to go ahead and measure this. I don't normally measure knives this way, but since this knife is so thin, let's check it out. 0.73 is the widest part from here, top to bottom. It's pretty thin. If you have really big hands, this might be uncomfortable for you. but works for me very well. There's no backspacer on this, which was one of my nitpicks, but it helps with the weight. And these liners are proud and they're kind of shiny, but not like a even shininess, if you get what I mean. So they could have did that better. Flipper tab has just enough jimping, so you can do a push button really well, or you can do the light switch. So let's go over a few of my nitpicks on this knife. I've already mentioned the backspacer and the liner being shiny. The sharpening choil is probably the biggest one, because this is, not only does it not have one, this is one of the worst ones I've seen, because it's already way up there. So every time you sharpen this, it's going to look worse. The T6s I'm kind of alright with on this. The billboarding is probably my next biggest complaint. They could have put that up here, made it smaller, and shrunk down the BZ quite a bit. But the biggest one out of all is this knife come with horrendous lock stick. Listen to this. You hear that? But I'm going to assume that it'll wear in because of the black coating will wear off, and maybe it'll get smooth. I already disassembled it and cleaned it. Didn't help. But yeah, that's about all I got for this knife. I'd say it's a really good gentleman carry that's close to full size and be good for gym shorts for sure. So subscribe if you haven't. I'm trying to get to 1,000. And leave a comment if you'd like. Thanks.